Hi again, and welcome to Introduction to Journalism, and we're looking at Module 3. Today we're going to talk about news gathering. For a start, what do you think the most important tool of a journalist is? Is it a computer, a camera, the ability to write a story? The journalist's most important tool by far is their brain. It must be trained as an athlete will train. It must question, question, question. That's what being a journalist is about, cutting through the flab of all the information that's around, the media releases, the manipulations of PR people, cutting through that. So it means developing a cynical outlook on life, and doesn't always turn out someone that's easy to live with, but that the mind, the brain, needs to become athletic in its ability to question and ask why. Why did that politician say that? Why did so-and-so? Why are they doing this? Why is this field day on, or whatever like that? There are always reasons, and dig down. And quite often those reasons will reflect what people are saying. That's fine, but you need to question, question, question. That's what being a journalist is about. This is the big muscle. Train it. And with experience we come to know just about what every human action means and its underlying meaning. We become, I guess, parapsychologists in a way. Why, as I said before, why did a politician say that? Why are they building that dam? Is it for water, or is it in a marginal seat with an election coming up? Why? Why has this media release been produced? I know I'm keeping on saying why, but that's what it's about. A journalist has to understand politics, understand history, understand economics, understand legalities, and most importantly, understand human nature and how it all entwines together. Now, that's a big call. That's a really big call. So a journalist has to be well educated, and well educated in the way of life as well as in a more formal sense. So to move on to news gathering. At any moment of the day in this world, in many places all around the world, journalists are tapping out stories on keyboards, cameras are rolling, journalists are recording radio interviews, TV stories are being edited. Tens of thousands of journalists are working right now as you're watching this. Their stories are being filed, the stories come together into radio and TV rundowns or programs, and they're broadcast. Newspapers are published, cyberspace hums with the volume. This process out there, this great octopus of the media all around the world, is called news gathering. Electronic news gathering, or ENG, that's a term you'll hear, ENG, is a term usually given to the gathering of television news. Crews covering a story these days usually a television crew consists of a journalist and a camera operator. In the past there's been a journalist, a sound operator and a camera operator. That's been honed down to a journalist and a camera operator. That's ENG. In war zones and at remote cataclysmic happenings and international sporting events, stories either as raw footage or cut or edited stories are sent from mobile satellite transmitters back to the networks. This process is called satellite news gathering, or SNG. SNG is a very expensive process, and I think we're in a stage now that we're going to see it winding down as more and more accessible to the broadband internet. Journalists now can cut a story complete on a laptop computer, shoot it on a camera, edit it on and process it on a laptop computer, and in many places in the world you can find an internet cafe or someone with access to broadband, even as via satellite, and get it out much cheaper than SNG. But the big stories with the live crosses from the networks still are today. They use the process called SNG, or satellite news gathering. Press journalists tap on laptops and send their stories back to newsrooms by email. In the older days, and you'll see this in the movies, quite often copy was taken. They'd be write their story in a notebook and feed it over the telephone, and it would be typed up. And it still does happen from time to time, but mostly journalists now will in foreign places, remote places, type up on laptops and send the stories in. Of course, in the newsroom, they work on workstations. Again, at this moment, Photographers are making images with digital cameras and again emailing the pics or the photographs back to newsrooms. Radio journalists are interviewing with digital recorders, extremely high quality, mini disc recorder like this. They dump that into a laptop, record their voices, edit in the grabs, and again email as compressed audio files their stories back to their newsrooms. And so around the world, right now, as I said before, as I'm talking to you, as you're watching this, the world's newsrooms are busy, noisy, and some of the most exciting places in the world in which to work. So that's the gathering, but how do you develop a story?